This product was gifted by MetaQuest. Want to know what you get when you mix a bit of Doom and a bit of Beat Saber? That's right, Metal Hellsinger. Now at first I did not even know that this game was rhythm based, and I thought it was more along the lines of most roguelikes, such as Hellsweeper or even Dead Hook. Well, we sort of get that, but it's really not quite what it seems. First, let's start off by saying that the title screen looks absolutely cool to me, as the character was very devilish and really quite creepy. The music has some really cool heavy metal vibes, and right away kind of sucks you into what this whole game should be about. There's absolutely a ton of settings in this game, and really you can't even begin to know what's going on here until you start and play some of the tutorial to learn what the game's mechanics are. Just from what you see here from options to configure to your own liking, you can tell that there is a lot going on here. Well, I have to say in my personal opinion, there really isn't. Nonetheless, the game is all about rhythm, and you should really come back to this once you get the hang of the game. I will say, though, that it is quite impressive the amount of options that they do give you, which is a really nice added touch. The main hub is kind of like a throne room in hell, and for the most part allows you to get ready for your missions. You can choose from several weapons, all with unique styles and different actions. Unfortunately, from what I saw, it looks like there's even some weapons that you must buy, although it seemed to be unavailable to me when I was trying to see how much they were. Weapons also seem to be customizable from what I believe are these color paint palettes by each weapon that you can have equipped into one of your 4 weapon slots. Once again, it did not seem to work for me after clicking the tile several times, which really did absolutely nothing. There are several different difficulty modes that you can choose from as you pick each mission to go into, which will definitely show you how hard the game can be for those of you that are going to be into this type of combat, which is definitely an acquired taste. The game seems to have a decent story with some really nice voice acting that really puts you into the heavy metal mood. I love the cutscenes before each mission, although there seems to be a little bit of stuttering here and there while watching them.
It's like a storm coming from far, far away. And I felt it in the air.
With the tutorial starting up, I was finally able to see what this game is all about. Destroying each and every little thing you can based on the rhythm of the song that is playing. Everything, even down to your footsteps, seems to be part of the beat somehow, and right off the rip, I wasn't sure how this was going to work. You are first equipped with a big sword, as you must hit the enemy as the bass hits with the song, or follow these big arrows as best as possible. This becomes a little ridiculous later on in the game when you see how much action starts to happen, and keeping up with it is almost impossible. Landing strikes on the beat gives you extra damage to be dealt to your enemies and extra points as well. You can be graded on being good or perfect, but in combat rarely happens. At least, that's what happened when I was trying to play this. If you hit enemies enough with the beat, you are able to make them vulnerable, and which then leave them open for an instant kill. While this is cool, it becomes handy in combat without a doubt, but the animation seemed to be a bit cheesy, and I really wish there was more to it since the game is all about being devilish and looking badass. Doing this instant kill, however, does give you life and can really save you in some tight areas. You also get this skull as a gun that makes things so much easier to hit the rhythm of the beats. This weapon really does make the sword almost useless to me, and I spent most of the game using the gun purely for the fact it was just easier. It's a shame to see this personally, as I think the sword is a missed opportunity that really could be cool to use for combat. It just does not feel fun at all to use while trying to hit the notes to the music. There are also boosts and power-ups to collect while fighting the creatures, which can add a bunch more to your score. What I like about the boost is it seems to speed up the music and really sends you into a battle rage, which also seems to make things easier to kill. To me, the game just seemed so lacking of the heavy-duty hack and slash that I thought this game was going to be. The heavy metal music is definitely a cool touch to the game that makes you just want to tear everything up that is in sight. Instead, you are left with having to worry about hitting all those enemies to the beat, which is almost forgotten about once you start fighting these things, and seems to take out the fun of being creative and taking out your foes with creativity. Enemies basically stay alive until you hit the proper beats, and it's kinda crazy. One of the cool things to see though is the enemies rush at you in hordes and how each one is a bit different from the other. Going back and checking out all the things that you fought with the game's Bestiary is pretty neat, and to see the creativity that the developers did use to try to make some variety here. The more you fight though, the better you get, and some pretty wild things can happen in the game amongst the heat of battle. Dodging attacks with your dash and jumping over creatures, shooting projectiles at you is some of the coolest thing the game has to offer. I just couldn't help but feeling bound to the beat constantly though, and needed to constantly rethink what to do to maximize the most damage. Boss battles are really epic, and I will admit, are super fun. The size of the demons are insane, and the scale it presents make you definitely realize how small you are compared to them. I fought Vape, and the winged being shot a massive amount of fireballs at me while summoning minions to keep me at bay. Dodging all the attacks from everyone had me running around the map and really focusing in on the rhythm to get the perfect hits off on the boss. The fight seemed to take forever and really seems to drag on if you're not hitting the beat correctly though, and I almost started to get fatigued as my controller trigger definitely got a massive workout too from all the shooting. By the end of the run, you get a high score which can be shown on the leaderboard to see how you did against the community, which also adds a bit of replayability to it. I somehow like this game, but at the same time I just can't play it. I really think I want just the ability to be free to do as much damage as I can and be creative with the combat than following a beat. The game will definitely reach some people, but I really can't recommend this game for people who are just looking to see a normal roguelike game. The environments are beautiful, although there is a massive difference in visuals compared to the PC version. The music is great, and I do think there is a story here that makes me want to see what happens next. I am left with saying that this game is pretty much a 50-50 chance of being worth it. It has some really great elements, but I really just feel the game would be best as a non-rhythm type game. So with that being said, definitely check out all the links down in the description below. If you're in the roguelites and Beat Saber, this most definitely might be something you want to check out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will see you on the next video.